Olanda, un model de urmat în mai multe domenii legate de industria agricolă. De exemplu, această țară a transformat sectorul horticol într-un model de business de succes, din toate punctele de vedere. Mă refer aici și la milioanele de turiști care vizitează anual fermele dedicate florilor. Toate instituțiile care contribuie la producțiile impresionante și la exportul produselor horticole în toată lumea sunt foarte bine organizate. Cum s-a reușit acest lucru vom afla în minutele următoare dintr-un amplu interviu realizat de colega mea, Andreea Gheorghiță, cu excelența sa, doamna Willemijn van Haften, ambasadorul Regatului Țărilor de Jos în România.
Ne aflăm la sediul ambasadei Regatului Țărilor de Jos în România, iar alături de mine o am pe excelența sa, doamna ambasador Willemijn van Haften, împreună cu consilierul pe agricultură, doamna Sophie Nive, unde vom discuta despre un subiect foarte frumos și foarte necesar în aceste vremuri de instabilitate politică și socială. Avem nevoie de frumos în viețile noastre și vom avea plăcerea de a discuta despre industria florilor, despre cum funcționează lanțurile operaționale și ce poate învăța România de la o țară cu tradiție în acest domeniu. Thank you very much for accepting our interview invitation. Today we will be discussing a beautiful topic, the floral sector. How much is it worth, this sector, now in 2025?
Yes, thank you very much, and I'm really happy to be in your program. So thank you very much for your invitation. Indeed, the Netherlands is a leading country as far as flowers are concerned. The total sector we estimate around 7 billion. So it's really very large, but what is maybe even more important, it gives employment, steady employment to over 80,000 people, and in peak season this number almost doubles because the sector of course also uses additional labor in certain times of the year.
How has the Dutch government supported this sector? That this sector is quite expensive for the farmer. So in this sense,
there are various regulations but also funds to this. We make use of the EU CAP subsidies that are directed to sustainable agriculture and also providing a stable income to the farmers. And the flower sector is eligible for this. Apart from that, we have national programs to become climate neutral in greenhouses in 2040, for example. There are stimulating schemes for that. We also work on the closing of the cycle in the greenhouses, where we put instruments to. We have R&D funds, especially for the top sector, horticulture and planting material. That's a collaboration between government, companies and institutions. And there the government also provides strategic partnerships and pushes the collaboration between the institutions forward, also with credits for farmers, for example. But apart from that, we also provide loans, especially for young farmers, for example, or farmers that are applying organic farming or climate smart farming. So there's a big variety of instruments that are put to this aim of being more sustainable also in the greenhousing and the flower sector. The interesting thing is, of course, in the Netherlands we don't have a lot of area, so hydroponics helps us to be more intensive in the production, but also to keep a stable quality to the production and low input for environment. So our government really is supportive to this development, and indeed there are credits. Farmers and companies, they have easier access to finance from banks, and the government is in support of that, and guarantees between, of course, the agreements also that these loans will be provided.
I think, if I may add, what is important in this respect is the predictability for the farmer. So the loan and the grant schemes that the Dutch government provides, but also that the European government provides, the more longer term they are, the more easy it becomes for the farmer to calculate how much investment does he or she need, how many years it will take for him or her to earn back the money. So I think for a market to be able to really grow and flourish, if I may use that word in this context, predictability and also predictability in financial instruments is very important.
And I guess maybe also to add, also to have to know your market and to have, for example, contracts with retailers, so you know that they will pay you in the end back on your investments.
Yeah.
That's very important, I think, to start from.
And we assume that there are many campaigns promoting the flower sector as well.
That's more part of the cooperatives or the businesses themselves in the Netherlands. So the marketing, that's up to the companies mostly. But of course, if we organize missions to countries abroad, we are here also as embassies to put our sector in the spotlight.
So what is the relationship between the flower producers, the distributors, and last but not least, the florist? How is this operational chain functioning?
Yeah, it's a very strong and tight chain that we have developed there. When you look at the growers, we have also small and big-sized growers, but especially the flower sector is located around the Greenpoort. That's a kind of hub and a marketplace where also the Royal Flora Holland is located. So that's around Aalsmeer and Westland, for example. And there's also the auction of this cooperative, and that's where the florist and I should say the flower producers, of course, in a cooperative leave their products. Then we have the distributors. That could be the auction, but it could also be the wholesalers. And they take care of the sorting and the packaging and the logistics. Then we have the exporters, and they take care of the fresh chain and the logistics as well towards other countries. And we are very well equipped as the Netherlands in this fresh and cold chain to keep the flowers in a good state, to provide them to the markets at the best status possible. And then, of course, in the end, you have the florists who are independent, and they can sell from the whole chain or at the auction itself. So that's the whole chain, how it looks like in the Netherlands. And it's very much tied to each other.
As I was doing my research, I discovered that Amsterdam Schiphol Airport serves as a major logistic hub for the entire process. And the next question will be, how has the Netherlands reached the performance of uniting so many institutions, so many companies, and overall so many people in this process?
I think it's part of our history. It goes already ages back that we developed also a little bit this polder model to conquer water. As you might know, in the Netherlands, half of our country would be below water if we wouldn't have developed our polders. So it's also part of our genes to collaborate and work together, not only from government side, but also with the society and businesses. I guess that's part of this answer. And of course, when it comes to the flower sector, you also need capital and knowledge and expertise, and that has been developed over the years. And to be competitive in this world, large scale is also important. And this large scale we reached through working together and cooperating as a sector.
You use the word predictability, and I think it is essential in these days, taking into account the uncertain context that we are passing as we speak we already know the challenges, and the topic is too beautiful to bring them up now. But in this sense, what do you think it is the main problem in the floral sector in Romania? What do you think is the main challenge?
I think the main challenge is that it's quite capital intensive, and you need a lot of specialized knowledge to be competitive in the international market. And the scale of the production is very important. And what I see in Romania, there are quite many florists or flower growers already, but the growing is scattered over the country, and there are quite some small producers. And I think the challenge would be to try and cooperate and associate and work together and build this chain. So you can be competitive also in this international market in the end. And I see that the younger generation is already able to find themselves and each other and working together maybe more than the earlier generations. But I really think that is key because 1 and 1 makes 3. And you won't go that fast, but you go further together. And that's what we really believe, and that's I think also what made this sector in the Netherlands big.
So collaboration is key.
Yes, it's really key.
You mentioned as well the younger generation, and in this sense I have another question, and I think it is really important for the other generation, the previous generations, to pass their knowledge and to have institutions that are helping them prepare for the future. So how are the Dutch universities preparing their future horticulture engineers? And what subjects are they studying, and what opportunities do they have generally during university?
Well, of course, you have Wageningen University and Research. It's a very renowned institution also, I know, in Romania. In Wageningen, the orientation is more on science and technical trainings. We have a program on horticulture, and a part of that is also for the flower sector and the greenhouses. Apart from that, we have applied universities, and there you have more hand-on practical trainings, also more related to logistics and business development. If you look more specifically into the programs, what you see in those applied universities, that you can start from biology and phytosanitary topics, greenhouse technology, post-harvest technologies, marketing and business. So there are sub-programs that all take a very specific part of what you would need to know as a grower in the end. And the nice thing is that with these applied universities, that they also have cases from businesses, provided by businesses they can work on. So they don't only know the theory in the end, but they also know the practice. And they start to work in companies during their studies as well, as an internship and I think that's very much of value also to be prepared for your future job. And you also have the vocational education, and that's also a very important layer in the Dutch education system, because in the end we don't need only engineers, but also people to work in the greenhouses and in the sector in many ways. It's very nice that today we talk about this sector. What I know, we have been working on green education quite a while as the Netherlands, together with the Romanian partners. And there is a lot of exchange between students. There are internships between Romanian and Dutch companies. And there are also EU-related projects already taking place and happening. But as embassy, we really think we could play a facilitating role also in exchange of knowledge and teaching the teachers and we are very, we see this need, and we think we could be of help there.
According to an article published in 2015 by a national newspaper, the former ambassador of the Netherlands declared after a meeting with the mayor of Brașov that we are not interested in importing flowers from the Netherlands, but to produce them here with know-how, technology and Dutch seeds, then to bring them in the Netherlands and through our market to sell them anywhere in the world. The statement was given in the context of the possible Dutch investments in the former greenhouses from Codla and St. Petru. How could Romania and the Netherlands continue to partner in this sense, and is the Netherlands considering to take to the next level their investments in Romania in this sector?
Well, there are a number of things that one could say about this. First of all, I think it is important that we as an embassy, we support the sector. So we support the sector who wants to make the connection between Romania and the Netherlands. Given the amount of flowers that Romania is currently importing, I would say there is a large opportunity for indeed flower growers in Romania to first of all, to start producing to substitute these imports. Because even before going all the way through the relatively complex process of exporting, which of course anybody can do, and if we can be of any kind of assistance there, we are very happy to help. But there is a huge opportunity already in the domestic market for flowers that can also benefit from Dutch knowledge and expertise. And that is already happening in terms of greenhouse knowledge. We are, for example, working currently on a trade mission at the end of October around Indagra Fair, which also contains a good part of businesses around greenhousing. But there are other things as well. There is seed material, small plants. There are already growers in Romania that are using these opportunities, but I think there is a good possibility for many, many more to benefit from this knowledge.
So you are recommending for the Romanian flower growers, first of all, to secure the need of the market in Romania and then to focus on the export?
Yes, that would be my recommendation, because then in order to export flowers, you need a large amount of infrastructure also, such as Ms. Neve has just mentioned. You need cold storage, you need a very complex cold storage transportation chain, and all of these things you can diminish. And thereby you can also diminish your carbon footprint, so you can do it in a sustainable or in a more sustainable way if you focus first on what you can do in the local market.
The Royal Flora Holland auction is the world's largest flower market, and this is the next question. What will be still the procedure for a foreign flower producer who wants to be involved in the flower auction?
Yeah, this is possible both for wholesale and for growers directly. There are a number of steps to be taken. You have to register with the auction. You have to provide proof that your product is compliant with the standards that the auction is using. You have to have a reliable transportation chain. You have to register your company, and then off you go. You send your flowers there. Anybody who is interested in this process is very welcome to contact our embassy, to contact our agricultural department in the embassy for us to help them further in this process.
What it is happening at the auction is spectacular indeed. It is like an entire universe of flowers, if I can say so, and it is beautiful that the Netherlands has maintained this tradition. And when we are talking about the country, it is impossible to not think about flowers. It is an industry, and I think we can learn as well. in this sense, how to promote the flower industry, which leads me to the next question. How has the Netherlands transformed its floral industry into a successful tourism model?
Well, I think because flowers, as you say exactly, they carry beauty in themselves. So if you are a large producer, that in and by itself attracts attention. But there is also beautiful examples in Romania. I was for example, attending in Pitești the symphony of tulips, the symphony La Lelelor. And there in the park you can also see an example of the beauty of flowers, and that also attracts a lot of tourists. There is another example of a flower grower in Dumbovica region who is making flower fields for people to come to pick their own flowers, to spend a pleasant afternoon, so to say, with family and friends in these beautiful surroundings. So there are a number of ways in which the beauty of flowers will start attracting people, and then you have a nucleus to further develop tourism initiatives on or other things.
I would like to thank you on behalf of AgriTV for accepting our interview invitation, and we are going to see each other hopefully at Indagra.
Oh, that's
Very
hope
good.
so.
Let's hope so.
Looking forward. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you very much.